All right, so the question is, do you need to marry your best friend? Do you think it's important to marry your best friend? For me, it's probably the most important thing in the world. I want to marry my best friend. And so the person that I was with for a very long time, all right, the reason that I loved being with her so much wasn't just because she was my best friend, because we could hang out and do absolutely nothing, or we could go do something fun and we had a blast and laughed. And I mean, she's the only person I've ever had where we both laughed so hard that our face literally hurt horribly. And so I want that relationship, but this woman can also check me. She would calm me down quickly. And because, especially when I was younger, if I saw somebody bullying somebody or a guy talking down to a woman, when we were younger, I was quick to be on it, say, hey man, what's your problem? And quick say something about it. And all she had to do was reach her hand out and put it on my shoulder. And it was instantly shuts everything down for me. And I don't want to do it. And I'm talking about times where it wasn't necessary for me to be saying something. I just didn't like it. Probably should have kept my mouth shut and out of the business. But I remember one particular time. Sorry, I'm way off on a tangent now. Do you need to marry your best friend? That's the question. If you don't want to listen to the short story, then that's the question, if you could answer that. But the short story was, we're out eating. And at the table next to us, this dude is just talking down to this woman. He's partially drunk. He is talking down to this woman like crazy. He's telling her how dumb she is, calling her an idiot. She's too heavy, and she needs to watch what she's going to buy because blah, blah, blah. And he's just going off on her, and I am not doing well. I want to say something so bad. My leg's shaking because I want to say something, and she's got her hand on my hand to keep me calm. And then he just says something. I'm not even going to say what he said to her, and then told her to get her something but up and go get him something. And so she got up to go, and then this girl looks across at me and pats my hand and says, this one time. And then she gets up and goes to the bathroom so I could turn and have words with the guy. But other than that, she checked me every time and made sure I stayed out of trouble, which was my favorite. Another thing she used to do that was so hilarious is, I grew up boxing, fighting, things like that, right? And she used to make me stand in one spot. She'd say, okay, put your hands up. And I'd put my hands up, and she would say, stay there, but don't move. And then she would lay back and she would practice her punches on me. And it was the most adorable thing in the world. And she would have so much fun. But she was the only person that I have, aside from like a niece or nephew, where they do something dumb and we just laugh like crazy or something. She was the only person I've ever been around where we laughed so hard that our face would hurt and we couldn't stop laughing. Where you get those people where you just can't stop laughing. That's the relationship I want. I want the woman where there are times where we literally can't stop laughing. And then there are also times where my brain's going haywire or whatever, and all she has to do is put a hand on my shoulder and everything calms down. Or all I have to do is wrap her up and everything for her calms down, So do you need to marry your best friend? Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. And a tangent there. And do you need to marry your best friend? I've got a couple friends, and they don't even seem to get along with their wives. They don't like to hang out together. They like to both do their own thing. It works for them, and they're happy with it. So they clearly don't believe you need to marry your best friend. But I think you do, man. That's the life that I want. It doesn't mean I think you have to do that. I'm just saying that's the kind of life I want. So what do you think? Let me know.